Alright, it's time to snake a victory away from... That pun almost worked, but, since Wily's not evil anymore, the Robot Masters are kinda just their own entity, and it would be redundant to say we're snaking a victory away from Snake Man. It's just not nearly as attractive a pun. Oh well, anyway, Snake Man stage. It's snake-themed, which is kinda weird. It's a weird stage in general. I mean, like, the snake tile set, fair enough. To be fair, it is a rather memorable one. It's very distinct and actually kind of interesting, so props there. That being said, the snakehead turret's a little bit weird, and oh, speaking of which, make sure to react quickly there. Of course, they don't have a lot of health, so Magnet Missile's actually really good for them. It's also pretty good for being able to hit the boss, so I would personally use the Needle Cannon since you're going to be jumping anyway, though, given the shot type. And you can still stay in one place. And also, you just don't want to waste that much Magnet Missile, because it's really useful, but as I've said before, not a lot of energy. We also have these weird little enemies that, like, drop themselves? Like, basically they drop themselves, but their helicopter portion keeps going? We might see it here. Oh wait, I'm probably switching to, yep, Shadow Blade, so you could sort of see it right there. They drop themselves, but they continue being an obstacle because the helicopter portion keeps flying. The pole vaulting enemy is actually pretty tricky. They're kind of like the chickens from Woodman stage in Mega Man 2, and that the trick is that if you try to react to them immediately, they will hit you, because they jump just before they get to you. Of course, these guys are even more difficult because after jumping over you, they run back towards you, and also the pole continues being an obstacle, so Shadow Blade's a pretty good bet since you can kill them while they're over you. You don't have to turn around and kill them, but if you don't have the Shadow Blade, your option is pretty much just, yeah, you're gonna have to turn around immediately and shoot them with whatever happens to do the most damage. But again, Shadow Blade, very good. It's actually extremely good for this stage overall, isn't it? I'm really taking care of those Hammer Joes without much of an issue. So I think this is where this... Oh wait, no. One more mini-boss. Yeah, we have to fight this guy again. There is no change as far as I know. But just like before, provided you have Needle Cannon, or if you still have any left of it, Magnet Missile, you don't have to deal with the weird terrain in front of the boss. That thing goes up and down in different spots, which I'd imagine would be pretty tricky, but I've never fought Snake Man first, so I don't know how it is with a Mega Buster. Okay, so this is where the stage gets weird, and that suddenly we're just, like, on some towers in the sky, and the snake theme kinda gets abandoned. So, yeah, we had that spider, and now we have whatever comes first, these platforms floating up, which kinda wiggle back and forth, which makes these jumps a little bit annoying if you ask me. More so, though, we have these clouds that drift up and down. However, if you hit them, they turn into bullet bills, and just... They go faster when they turn into bullet bills, but they also go straight, which might actually help you do some jumping. Though, honestly, neither's particularly ideal if you don't hit them right, so, yet again, Shadow Blade? Real good. Use the Shadow Blade, it's excellent. Alright, so the boss. Snake Man's another boss I don't particularly care for that much. He's also one that lags the game quite a bit when he actually fires. Due to the room layout and due to the height of his jump, it can actually be really difficult to avoid him. Honestly, his snakes aren't even that dangerous. More than anything else, I feel like they're just here to make Snake Man more dangerous in terms of contact damage, because it gives you less room to dodge him. Other than that, it's another repetitive battle, though one without homing shots. I wouldn't count the snakes as homing shots, they just keep going straight until they hit the ceiling. So yeah, he's a lot like Sparkman in that his body is just as dangerous, if not more so, than his ammunition. Of course, Sparkman's ammunition was dangerous, so I guess they are a little bit different, but honestly, Snake Man just reminds me of him. Different enough to be distinct at least, but oof, yeah, I couldn't have finished him off there without getting hit, but at least I was able to reposition myself and finish the battle. Alright, so, that's another one down, and thank goodness for that, cause I'm really not a fan of Snake Man, nor am I particularly a fan of Search Snake, the weapon you get from him. It's okay and it's interesting, but I myself never really apply it, so I don't know how useful it is. It seems like it could potentially be useful, but I don't know. Next time, I guess we'll, not be on a plane, snakes on a plane joke. God, I'm getting bad again.